Hello, Chris from My Stamp Lady. I'm here with a Valentine's sneak peek from the upcoming Occasions catalog. This card is made with products from the Love Blossoms suite from the upcoming Occasions catalog. So I'm using the Bloomin' Heart Thinlits dies and the Bloomin' Love stamp set. To start this, I have a 10 by 5 inch piece of thick white cardstock that I've folded at 5 inches to create a 5 by 5 card. I'm going to start with stamping the sentiment in Tip Top Taupe down in this lower right corner, and I'm going to stamp it before I emboss the front so that it has an even surface to stamp onto. So I'm bringing in the heart embossing folder, and let's just place it on the far right side here. This is a larger card and this is a narrower folder, but I am just going to emboss the right side of this. So make my sandwich and run it through the Big Shot. And so there's my card front, and now I have the embossed texture on the front and the sentiment stamped in the lower right corner. From the Love Blossoms paper stack, I'm going to take 2 of the patterns and I've cut them down to make banners. So my 1 inch piece will go all the way into the bottom of my triple banner punch and get that banner edge. And my 1.5 inch piece will rest on the first level, and let's just place that all the way into the punch and get that banner. There we go. Let's place the larger banner down first, and I am going to leave a little bit of that left side just flat. I'm going to trim off a little bit more of my banner at the top here. Place my second banner just up a little ways and to the right, and I would like to take off a little bit of that one too. Okay, so I'm going to just trim that one down. There we go. So now I have my banners. The next step, I'm going to use this really intricate die. It is really beautiful, and I'm going to give you a couple of tips with it. The first tip is to use the precision base plate, and this is a plate that has a metal surface to give you a more precise cut. I'm placing it right onto my I'm placing it right onto my magnetic platform. Be careful because the magnet is strong and it will grab your plate very firmly, so you don't want to get your fingers in there. But you'll notice that it's a little bit longer on each end, so just put it down that way. Place your cardstock over the top, place your die down, and Stampin' Up! Has recommended that if you go to the edge you have a little bit more pressure, and then you place your acrylic plate. So you're only using 1 acrylic plate with the precision pad and the magnetic platform. Let's bring in the Big Shot, and then I'm going to roll that through, and then I'm going to roll it back again. It helps to get all of those each of those spots cut. So this is what it looks like when it comes out. And now in the this is also a new product. It's called the Sizzix Die Brush, and it comes with this little brush roller. I put the pad that comes with the brush in such a super safe spot that you know what happened. I've got to find it. I don't remember exactly where I set it. So I'm using a Stampin' Pierce pad, but it does come with a pad to roll over your die, and by rolling over the die it's actually pushing through the little holes on the back and pushing out the pieces and the paper. Okay, so let's see where I'm at. There we go, and it's coming out. So then now for most part I can just kind of press all of those little pieces and they just come right out. But you'll notice that there are a few pieces left, and I have found that if I roll over and lift it off the surface a little bit, that will push those right out. And so you aren't picking this one particular piece as a tight end. Okay, so then you're just rolling those pieces all out, and it comes out really nice and easy. In my next step, I took rose red ink and 2 of the coordinating flowers. Now this flower has a little point right here that does not stamp but tells you the direction of the flower. So let's ink up that flower, and because it's photopolymer it's easier to see through, and I don't have to guess which way it goes to line up. I just can look at that little point and line it up that way and know that I just have a little bit of lining up to do, but not a lot. Go, and let's get the other large flower, and then there is also a coordinating flower for the smaller one, and again it has that point to know to turn that towards the top. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go in and find the rest of those flowers, but I'm also going to show you that my next step, I took some of the pearls and then I just place these medium-sized ones over the larger flowers and these little teeny tiny ones over the smaller flower, and then I even put them over some of these that I did not stamp also, like here. Now doing it on camera is a little different than doing it when I'm not on camera. So I have one that's done already, it's lined up a little bit better, and I have all the little pearls on the flowers here and here. So let's pull in that card base, and now I want to place this down just like this. I'm going to use the fine tip adhesive, take that off, put down some a little bit of clump of glue there, put some adhesive down, you don't need too much because if you get too much it's going to squirt out, so just put a little dot. There we go. And this glue does need just a little bit of time to dry. Shutting it can be difficult, so what I often do is just take my other finger on my other hand and guide that little needle into that nozzle. That is important though, because otherwise it gets stopped up and clogged and all that stuff. So let's place this down. And then I like to just take an acrylic block and just set that over that for a few seconds while that's drying. And while that is drying, I'm going to show you how I did my little bow. Now on this one I did a tip-top taupe lace bow, but for my sample here I wanted to try a different one, so I grabbed a little bit of ribbon. This is from the Love Blossoms embellishment kit. It's in the same product suite. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking a little bit of that ribbon. I'm just making kind of a bow at the top, so this will be my little loops. I'm taking a piece of linen thread and I'm going to just tie a knot. And this will cinch the center to get a bow look without having a knot in the center. And you want to tie that up pretty tight. And another tip when I do this is I do watch from the top to make sure that it's squishing the center the way I want it to squish. If that makes sense. So I want that little tuck in there, just like that. It's in the center. And let's go to the back side and double tie that. Okay, so I cut off those little ends. There we go. And now I can just trim down the tails to where I want them. There we go. And find a mini glue dot here. And just place that down up here. Fluff that back up a little bit. There you go. So I made one with the blossom ribbon and one with the contrasting tip-top taupe. If you have any questions about what I've done, don't hesitate to contact me, Chris, at mystamplady.com. All of these supplies are available in my online store at shopwithmystamplady.com. The Occasions products will be available starting January 5th, 2016. Like videos like this, I would appreciate a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Hello. This is the Christmas box, or Curvy Keepsakes box, decorated with the lovely poinsettia on the top. And this is what I'm here today to share with you. It's Chris from My Stamp Lady, so let's get started. So I am using the Christmas Reason for the Season bundle, which comes with the punch and then the coordinating stamp set. And I've also used the Curvy Keepsakes